Hi everyone, I hope you are all well. So now it's time to find out what books I'm going to be reading for the first part of 2020. I'm really excited for these books. I've chosen kind of shorter ones than I usually do for this time of year because the past couple of years I've read things like Les Miserables or War and Peace and stuff, like really big bulky books, and it has been a bit harder, kind of especially because January back to work and it's a busy time of year at work for me. And so I'm like, you know what, I'm going to be smart, I'm going to be sensible, I'm going to read some smaller books first, gradually building up, and then I'm going to read larger books. So there is a particular book that my sister really, really desperately wants me to read, but I'm going to read that after these first five that I'm going to show you, that I'm announcing in this video. So there are a couple of small ones I'm going to be starting off with. The first one is Shirley Jackson's We Have Always Lived in the Castle. Now, about a year ago, I picked up this book, and Shirley Jackson was an amazing horror writer, and she has written other amazing books. More recently, Netflix last year was it House on Haunted Hill or something? That is adapted from one of her other books. So I was like, especially I bought this before that was released, and everyone went crazy over that series. But I haven't actually seen it myself. But I was like, I've got this copy of Shirley Jackson's We Have Always Lived in the Castle, and I really want to read something that's short and a bit spooky and that, and it kind of ticked all the boxes. So I'm going to first read Shirley Jackson's We Have Always Lived in the Castle. Then secondly, another classic, and because of, various reasons, I'm going to be reading A Kestrel for a Knave by Barry Hines. I've never read any of Barry's work before. This I got after my mum got it for my nephew for Christmas because he's the same age now as she was when she read it, very long time ago. And I'd watched a documentary, the BBC documentary told me about, which triggered it back into her mind and got her, her to buy it for my nephew. And I'd never read it, and he's actually somebody who kind of inspired other writers, including David Allen, who I absolutely loved his book Kit's Wilderness when I was a child, as well as his other books like Scaling and Tiger Eyes and stuff. But very much you can see the influence of Barry Hines' work in his work, at least from what I understand from what people have said. So I was like, I loved David's writing when I was younger, and I loved the dark Yorkshire moors kind of stuff. And that's where this is set, about a boy, a working class family boy who finds connections and emotions and everything with a kestrel, and it's all about his relationship with this kestrel. So I really want to read Barry Hines's Kestrel for a Knave. Then next is a Facebook book group recommendation, which I'm really quite excited to read, and that is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, or Evelyn, depending on how you pronounce it, by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And this is a story about a Hollywood superstar who is being interviewed about her life story by this reporter, and the telling of the life story and the connections that she may have with this reporter. And every time I've seen this, I've kind of, on Facebook book group, I've kind of gotten a bit excited about it. So I'm like, you know what? Let's give it a go. So that's Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Then the next one will be The Doll Factory. I saw Elizabeth McNeil at the Literature Festival, Cheltenham Literature Festival, talking about her book, and I'd never picked it up, but I was so intrigued by the concept of the story about a woman who meets the pre-Raphaelite painters. She herself does painting as a hobby in her spare time, whilst she's a doll maker in daytime, and her interactions with these painters and how it changes her life and other people around her. And she was just so interesting to listen to, and I loved her talking about how she wrote it. And I do writing as a hobby, and I really understood things that she was talking about, and I really kind of connected with this story and everything as she was talking. I loved her event. I absolutely loved it. So I had to get The Doll Factory. It was one of the biggest books, fictional books in 2019, and the other biggest fictional book, which I'll be reading fifth, which actually in the exact same event, the people on the panel in the event was Elizabeth McNeil, and the other one was Bridget Collins. They were both talking about their books, how they constructed them, how they became such a massive hit and everything, and just generally about writing about historical fiction, talking about historical fiction writing. And yeah, so next I'm going to read, after that, will be Bridget Collins's The Binding, which is set during, well, it's never really properly stated exactly which years it's set, but it's Victorian time. And a boy has been given the opportunity to work at a bookbinder's, and it's a different kind of bookbinders because it's a place where if you go and tell your secrets to whatever is published in the books, then leave your memory. You have no recollection of it. It's recorded in these books, but you will then lose your memories of it, and these books are then kind of locked away in this bookbinder's workshop. And one day he finds a book with his name on it. So it's all about the secrets that he learns that people decide to leave behind, a possible mystery, and why is it there is a book with his name on it. He can never remember having gone to the bookshop. So yeah, so those are the first 5 books I'm going to be reading in 2020. So We Have Always Lived in the Castle, A Kestrel for a Knave, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, The Doll Factory, and The Binding. So I'm really excited to start on those. I'll be starting on We Have Always Lived in the Castle tomorrow when it is New Year's Day. Today's New Year's Eve. And yeah, let's see what 2020 brings. But in case you didn't see my other videos, my review of the year or anything, or my plan for 2020 and my Christmas book haul, I just want to say a massive, massive thank you to everyone who has subscribed, watched a video, commented, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, gave suggestions, absolutely everyone. I am so thankful to you all for everything. I do this as, you know, a bit of fun, and I love doing it, but I never anticipated that people would want to watch my videos, would want to subscribe to my channel, and the fact that you guys do, it makes me beam. I'm so happy that you want to carry on checking out my videos and everything. I just want to say a massive, massive thank you. And yeah, here's to 2020. Hey. And I think I'm done. I've been filming in bulk all of these videos back to back, and my throat is now killing me, so I'm going to have a drink. And I will see you guys when I've done finished reading We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson with my thoughts on that. Alright then guys, bye!